Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sailing Guide, a new series from the Cruise Corner podcast, where we give you a succinct overlook of a particular cruise line to help you boost your sales and reach more customers. Today, I'm joined by SJ Walker, UK Sales Director for Virgin Voyages. SJ, thanks so much for joining us. Are you ready?
I am ready. Thanks for having me, Will. I'm excited.
Excellent. So, we like to kick these episodes off with something a little bit fun. So, what I want you to do is imagine you're grabbing a coffee with a friend, and they've asked for a holiday recommendation. You've only got 30 seconds. So,
okay, the pressure's
on. 30 seconds or less, why should they sail with Virgin Voyages?
Okay.
Go.
Okay. So, Virgin Voyages is a casually luxurious, kid-free cruising experience. Think ultimate super yachts with boutique spaces curated to deliver relaxing spaces for our sailors to completely unwind. With an adult-only audience, we have a fresh take on food with mature menus and signature venues. With our entertainment, think festival-style lineup. From a wellness perspective, we have incredible facilities with high moments of zen.
There we go, 30 seconds. I think that was a very good overlook. I think you could have spoken forever about what's available.
I'm going to get all the other selling points within the next few questions.
Exactly,
yes.
I
don't know what you've got on.
Thankfully, yeah, that's not the end of the episode quite. So I will absolutely give you a bit more time to delve into some of those points, which, exactly what this is all about. So let's try and keep it to 3 points. So if there are sort of those 3 key points that agents should take away if, say, they've never sold Virgin before or they've got customers asking about Virgin Voyages Cruise, what would those sort of 3 key headline things be?
Okay, so 3 points. Tricky again. I feel like I've got a good 10, but let's keep it down to 3. Okay, so first of all, I would say Virgin Voyages should appeal to anybody travelling without kids. So, what we've had before, Will, is where people have perhaps considered Virgin Voyages audience to be a niche audience. And actually, I would flip that completely on its head. And actually, our audience should appeal to anybody travelling kid-free. So, when we think about people going on beach club holidays, on city break holidays, if we've got people travelling as multi-generational families, couples, groups, we get all sorts of people come on board. It's just that people are looking for that really curated experience that's been designed exclusively for adults. And so, I mentioned previously, mature menus is because we're able to curate those menus specifically for the grown-up taste. The space on board, again, designed exclusively with adults in mind. And for me personally, I love getting on board one of our ships with my husband or my friends or my mum or dad, for example. And when I'm on board, I'm not seeing loads of other kids having a great time where you get that parent guilt. In fact, when I'm on board, I'm having such a great time and I'm connecting with whoever I'm with. Sometimes I forget I've got kids in the best possible way. I love getting back to them. But this is an opportunity to really reconnect with whoever you're on holiday with without the distraction of kids or anyone else's kids. And so it's a really nice kind of segment to consider. And actually, if kind of travel agents are not particularly seeking out that kid-free audience, then they're missing a trick right now, because that travel segment is the predictions are it's going to double in the next few years. So it's definitely a segment that travel agents should really be targeting and considering as an incremental part of their business to look for a new audience. And that's exactly where we sit for Virgin Voyages. So my key message for number 1 is anybody looking for a kid-free holiday experience, consider Virgin Voyages.
Brilliant. I think that's a great message and definitely something, that resonates with the brand and I think it's very well known for. So
yeah, great.
Absolutely. So point number 2.
Number 2. Okay. So one of the what we hear a lot from our existing sailors is how much they love and appreciate the value that they get when they're on board. And it's one of the reasons why we see our sailors coming back time and time again, because ultimately they're getting more for their money. So when we think about what's included in the price of a Virgin voyage, you can think about the price that you're paying to get on and not necessarily the price you're paying to get off, which on some of the cruise lines could be significantly more. So things that are included with Virgin Voyages, we've got 20 eateries, which are all included, inclusive of specialty dining. There's no extra charges to pay on board for those, Will. They're all included. And what I love is when I'm hosting our first mates on board and we go on fam trips and what have you, it's the moment of shock that they're like, well, I'm sorry, can you just clarify? This is included in the family. Like, nothing. Yeah, you're not going to sign a bill. There's nothing extra to pay. It's all included. So that's really key. Wi-Fi. I mean, I think it's fair to say that that's as critical now as water.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So we all need to stay connected, and people want to share their travel experiences, right? And I want to share them in real time. So Wi-Fi is all included. There's nothing extra to pay for the Wi-Fi, which is great. Group fitness classes. So if you want yoga in the morning at 6 o'clock up on the perch out on deck, or if you want a high intensity hit fitness workout class, they're all included. And again, I cruise on other cruise lines with my family, hence we can't obviously go on Virgin Voyages. We love cruising as a family, and equally amongst those experiences, I love to get involved in the gym. I'll go to the gym class and what have you. However, I am paying to go on some of those classes, so it does add up. But to have it included in Virgin Voyages again is a real key take out there. And then all of our basic beverages, so soft drinks, drip tea, drip coffee, that's all included. Still and sparkling water. Again, when people are charging for bottled water on board, again, that adds up. And you'll see, people have drinks packages and what have you, that water isn't included. It just feels like a false sense of economy. But with Virgin Voyages, still and sparkling water, that's all included as well. So lots of inclusions as standard that are, I say, is recognised for incredible value. So I think one of the things I'd love for us to achieve this year is kind of getting that instant recognition from travel agents when they're selling Virgin Voyages. Okay, we're not the cheapest in the market, but from a value for money perspective, we're absolutely, we're firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, and I think that value message is so important at the moment, especially, with the economic climate, and people want the most from their holidays. So that is an absolutely excellent point. And the final point, number 3, what do you think?
The final point. Okay, so now we have our 4 gorgeous ladyships in the water. We have now expanded our portfolio in terms of the destination reach. So we are visiting all sorts of brand new destinations. Our itinerary deployment is richer than ever before. And the best part about it for me personally, Will, is the fact that a lot of our new destination offering really appeals and resonates particularly well for the UK market. And that's particularly in reference to some of our longer duration cruises. So we are seeing now sailors, whether it's new to cruise or existing cruise or new to brand, we are seeing them booking, those sailors booking much longer voyages with us. So one particular call out would be our 10-night Caribbean sailings that we now offer. So next winter, we have 8 10-night voyages, and we have seen those voyages particularly resonate with the UK market. But in addition to that, we've got new deployment from sailing from New York down to Bermuda up to Canada. We have Los Angeles deployment going around California, Mexico, and really exciting for us is our new Alaska program as well. So sailing from Seattle, our 7-night Alaska deployment again has resonated very well. So loads more to talk about from a Virgin Voyages point of view. Loads more ports, loads more itineraries, and important as well, I think, to call out is that we do pride ourselves on making the most of the time whilst we're in these individual ports. We know destination is a real key consideration for people when they're booking their cruise, and so it's important for us to make sure that we are in port as long as possible, and we have lots of overnight stays included as well, and that really allows the sailor to get under the skin of the destination in a really authentic way with Virgin Voyages.
Brilliant. Well, SJ, I think you've hit the nail on the head there with those 3 points. Very well put. I'll just summarise them now for our listeners. So, number 1 being that a Virgin Voyages cruise appeals to anyone sailing without kids, solos, groups of friends, people that would like to, maybe have a week just themselves and not feel that kid guilt if you see other kids running around.
Exactly.
Number 2 would be the value proposition. 20 included eateries is incredible. I mean, I think, you'd be spoiled for choice while on board. And if you are lucky enough to go to all 20, then also the fitness classes are included, which might alleviate some of the eating that you've had. Exactly. There's an excellent balance. And number 3, obviously, the destination reach that's available now with Virgin across your 4 ships. Your 10-night Caribbean sailings, now deployed in Alaska as well. Ex-UK itineraries. There's a real range for different people and what different people want. So to close us off, SJ, if you could, what one piece of advice would you give to travel agents looking to sell Virgin Voyages?
Okay. So I would say, I think I'll probably lean back into point number 1, which is if you get anybody that is inquiring about an adult only or kid free holiday of any kind, cruise or not cruise, let's keep, ideally, I respectfully ask that we, consider Virgin Voyages at the forefront of your mind. And what I would say, Will, is the hardest lift for our first mates is really getting that first voyage. But what I would say is that you can absolutely rely on Virgin Voyages to ensure that we deliver an absolutely epic experience for our sailors. The crew that we have on board make everybody on board feel like a rock star in that moment. And we deliver it's a feeling that you get on board. It's something that you can't put on a website or a brochure, but you can rely on us to absolutely give the right space and the right atmosphere, the right experience for our sailors to create memories that are going to last a lifetime. And as a result of having this epic experience and being made to feel like a rock star, we have a lot of our sailors that will rebook whilst they're actually on board, or come back and book their voyage. But if they do book on board, that booking goes straight back to that travel agent. Right. It's almost like a 2-for-1. So from a business point of view, or what's in it for a first mate, it's once you've got that sailor on board, we know they're going to come back. I think we can confidently say we're going to show them such a great experience. They'll want to come back. And well, look, 20 restaurants, they can't do it in a week. They can't do it in 10 days.
Exactly, yeah.
They've got to come back a second or a third time. And actually, what I will say within that is when we do see our sailors come back a second, third, fourth time, each time they would generally pay more every time they come back. And the reason for that is because we've exceeded expectations, both in value and experience as well. And so actually it's a win-win for everybody. We've got our repeat customers coming back. The first mate has a repeat customer coming back, so they know they've got that loyalty as well. And look, we're creating these epic experiences for our sailors where they've got memories to last a lifetime. And we are leaving them with this absolutely incredible feeling, having had a really cool Virgin voyage.
Brilliant. And I think that's the perfect way to end it. SJ, thank you so much for joining us today. And we'll see you again very soon.
Thanks so much, Will.
Thanks.